Segnori zapotin kopsi, tus patiotin dramedi. Segnori zapotin kopsi, pume via metaitigi. Aptakul kalavameni, to elina tayra. Que saprotan remedi hero lefteya. Que sapronta hanyamedi hero lefteya. Que saprota hanyamedi hero lefteya. The Mauryan Empire was one of the largest to ever exist on the Indian subcontinent, and it was a hugely powerful empire. But after its decline, we see the country or the region was divided into many small states, like the Shungas, the Indo-Scythians, but important among these were the Indo Greeks. We are going to talk about them today. So what is the first thing that comes to mind when we think of Indo Greeks? Well, they obviously came with Alexander the Great and brought Greek influence and other things, including the Bactrian camel, to India. But there's far beyond that. Firstly, Bactrian Greeks are not the same as the Indo Greeks, because the Indo Greeks are Greeks that are separated from the Bactrian Greeks. The Indo Greeks reigned from 180 BC to 10 CE and had 32 kings. We'll talk about them a little later. And they have influenced the country in language, coins, literature, and most importantly, art and architecture. In the Indo-Greek coins, we see the Greek and Indian gods and many other symbols. Important sites include Al-Khanum in Afghanistan and Takshila. The first king of the Indo-Greeks dynasty was Euthydemus I, who was the first one to cross Hindu Kush and enter India in 180 BC. It was with his son Demetrius I that the state fully got its shape. Demetrius I's influence in Indo-Greek dynasty can be summed up with the sources we have. Like in the literary sources, we have the Isidore of Charax, the Yoga Purana, and the Hathigumpha inscription, in which Demetrius I is mentioned. Then we have archaeological sources like Bhir and Sirkap mounts of Takshila, use of stone and bricks in construction and very well planned cities, and coins depicting Greek gods and the Indo-Greek king Demetrius I. One thing is quite interesting, that when you look at these coins, sometimes the Greek gods are wearing Indian jewelries, which indicates that the Indo-Greeks were becoming a part of the greater India concept. So Demetrius I reigned for a long time, and after a few generations came Demetrius II. While he was king, his son Prince Menander killed Eucratides, head of one of the other Indo-Greek lines, thus ensuring a supremacy of the Indo-Greek dynasty in the northwestern frontiers of India. Now let us talk about Menander. Menander reigned from around 165 to 130 BC. He was a very successful ruler. Some argue he was the most important ruler. He succeeded militarily and with elaborate currency system. The Indo-Greek coinage is so rich, and we get all the 32 kings' names from just those coins. Very interesting. We know that Menander attacked Mathura, Panchala, Saketa, and even Pataliputra. But his capital was in Sagala, that is modern-day Sialkot. After conquering the Ganga Yamuna Doab, Menander became a monk. The Indo Greeks were huge patrons of the Buddhist religion. From the 1st century CE onwards, the Indo Greek dominion came to an end because the dynasty grew weaker, states got lost to the Indo-Scythians and the Yuchi tribes, and slowly the state vanished. But still, we can proudly say that Indo-Greek dynasties are not worthless. They have given us huge influence on art and architecture, huge literary evidences, and most importantly, huge elaborate system of coins and styles of issuing coins which will later be adopted by the Kushanas and others. Thank you very much for watching.